So now that we've gone over Adrian Peterson's incident, we'll talk about his rebranding. Um, Almost immediately after all the allegations and everything came out, Adrian Peterson came out and made some comments uh, to the media that we'll watch right here.
You think you made a mistake? Do you feel like you owe anyone an apology for anything that's happened? And if you look back at the last 8 months, and it's been a whirlwind of things that have gone on, and people are trying to get a handle on where your mind has been, both as a father, role model, professional athlete, everything that's going on.
Yeah, I've been raising kids for a long time now. I kind of go back to my brothers and sisters. Having to watch them at times while my mom worked two different jobs. You know, but the first person that I apologized to was my son, and that was initially, and that was right after the situation took place when I realized what had happened. I've apologized about the mistake that I made. It wasn't my intentions. Um, and, I've been trying to move forward since.
Talk about any resentment that may have occurred in the time off that you had, whether it was with somebody or people internally here, or whether it was with the media here, or whatnot, animosity or bad blood, and how you've gotten past that.
Prayer, changes things. But there's been emotions from both sides, and I'm the type of person that I kind of look. I don't want people, and even though people, feel this way, which people are entitled to think what they want, but I'm definitely not the victim, and I haven't tried to play the victim in this role, you know. But then again, I'm on the outside, and I'm able to, really kind of sit back and see everything that's going on, you know, whether that's from organizations, whether that's from the state of Minnesota, the state of Texas. I'm able to sit back and really see everything. So with that, it was tough to kind of sit back and take all these different blows. So with that, it was definitely emotional for me. I had to stay prayed up. I had a lot of people praying for me. Um, um, I had a lot of time to kind of sit back and talk to some of my pastors and get some different views and about things. And ultimately, that allowed me to kind of see things in different light.
How did your mind start to open to?
Say that again.
How's your son doing, and how are you a different father today?
Um, my son's doing good. He's still, active. Um, he's very intelligent, young man. Um, it's funny. The first time I seen him um, doing this process, he he actually devised. He came up with a plan to escape and get back down to Texas with me. It's funny. I share the story with y'all real quick. But we were sitting in an office with a therapist, and the therapist is kind of watching over how we interact, and so we're sitting there and we're playing. I think we might have been doing a puzzle, and he was like, "Dad, come here," and well, like he's whispering to me, and he was like, "Hey, I got a plan, I got an idea." I'm like, well, "What are you talking about?" "So I can come down to Houston." I said, "Okay." I said, "Let me hear you out." "All right, so this is what you can do. You can call Uncle Chris, who happens to be my assistant as well. Call Uncle Chris, and he can fly up and get me. And he can sneak me away from my mom and fly me down to Houston so I can be with you. And I was like, that sounds good, but I don't think that's a good idea. And especially right now, I don't think that's going to work out. So the relationship is, I say that to say that the relationship is it's good. It's love. I made a mistake, and I know a lot of people don't view it that way based off, what they seen, but ultimately that's what it was. And, my son knows that. He knows I love him. And my other kids, they know the same.
Okay, so that was a very powerful message that I got from that video. I thought that his reaction to his incident in comparison to Richard Sherman's reaction to his incident was night and day. Adrian Peterson, the very first thing he does when he comes on is he comes out and he takes responsibility for his actions. He says he's a man and he made a mistake. Then he goes on and he talks about praying to deal with his emotions, with dealing with the media and everything like that, because dealing with anger towards those people and everything. But he talks about how he prayed and talks to pastors about his feelings and everything during the situation, which I feel like was a great way to approach it, and for people to kind of understand that, hey, he's human. He needs to go and talk to a pastor or someone to get his emotions in check during this trying time. Another powerful thing that he did was he said he is not the victim. He knows that he is not the victim, and that's a really big thing for him to say, in my opinion, because more often than not, when people get into situations where they're painted in a bad light, they take the victim card, and most people don't like it when people play the victim card when it's something that they are responsible for. Like, most people see it as just it's a cop out in that way, that they're taking the responsibility and they're placing it on someone else. It's someone else's fault. It's the system's fault. It's this fault. Um, but Peterson comes out immediately and says he knows he's not the victim. He knows he's at fault. He knows he made a mistake. He knows his son is the victim in this case, which is, he's saying all the right things in this interview right now. He even goes on to talk about the therapy that him and his family are going through right now during the situation, which shows everybody that he's out there. He's doing something about the situation. He's admitted to himself and to his family that he's got a problem, so he's taking them to therapy. So it's showing that he's kind of going through the steps of trying to change. And I just thought that this video was really, really good example of a way to try to come back from such a big incident like he'd gone through. This other video right here that we got, I don't think it has sound, but it's a really good example. Take 1 second to pop up. This is something that was put out that I'd seen on TV with Drew Brees. You can see here, he's coaching his son's flag football team, and there's Adrian Jr. and there's Drew Brees' son, and everything's cool. They're all just out there playing. There's Adrian Jr. And then you're going to see in a second, Adrian Peterson's going to be out here coaching as well. It was something, it came out not too long ago. You can see Adrian Peterson right there. He's helping coach the team up. It was just, I thought this was a brilliant idea. You see him getting down on one knee and talking to all the kids, showing them the play. I thought this was masterfully done to help repair his brand. And the fact that you show him out there with the kids, he's teaching them how to play. He's teaching them routes. He's showing them how to run. He's doing all these things that a normal dad would do. And that's what I think he wants to get the message across to is, hey, I'm a good father. I'm there for my kids. I'm I'm going to always be here for my kids. That's kind of the message I'm kind of trying to the message that I'm pulling from this video is that he's a family man. He's there for his kids. He wants to be there for his kids, and he loves his kids. And I thought that both um, this video right here of him talking after the press conference with everyone, and this video right here of him out there playing with his kid or coaching his kids up in the 7-on-7 flag football little tournament was two really well done videos to kind of put his brand in the light that he wanted to put it in.